Ah, Sir Daniel, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, that's right, buddy. They would. They sure would. First thing they would say, Daniel, they'd say this. What company makes that? Is that a Trupler kit? Nope. Whilhelmshaven. to the Troyberg over here. To my Troyberg. That's a finished model. Ancient. Yoo-hoo glue. There's a little German lad right there. He's having such a wonderful time. Look at I built. Instructions are written in Dutch, Deutsch, German. So one thing I forgot to mention about card models is all the instructions are very confusing. You got to understand the shapes, how they go together and things. And once you get that achieved, half the battle's done. And if you get lost, you got to remember, card models are constructed in numerical order, 1 to 1,000, wherever it is. Like for example, this big old cargo boom right here. That'd be part 15. You got 15A, 15B, 15C, 15D, 15E. All those numerical parts that go to that number right there goes at assembly. Usually they show you a little sketch, stuff how it goes together, and you get the general idea how it goes. But like I say, you got to study the shapes of these things, how they go. You got to keep your hands clean all the time. I bought both these aboard the RMS Queen Mary when I was in. I think I was just getting out of the Navy back then, wasn't I? No, I was still in. I was getting out. That was back 1980. Yeah. No, that was 1979. On the board, my family on it and everything. We met Ben and Bancroft on it and everything. Like I told you guys that story. Anyway, anywho, they had a gift shop there. Had a bunch of these things. First of all, they had a big old display of them. I go, my God. Brenda goes, my wife goes, hey, Frank, take a look at these little ships. They go, wow. Now I know other things are not plastic. There's some company makes those things. They're card models. I kept looking at them. They're paper models. So maybe this gift shop sells these aboard. After all, these are paper models. I went in there and I think it was a man that was working, a man and a lady who worked in the gift shop. So welcome to MS Queen Mary. Can we help you? I said, yeah. I admire that model ship display you have outside your window right there. Oh, yeah. We have customers come here, buy them off. Oh, you got them here in stock? Oh, yes. When they get done building them, they bring them here. We display them here. You got a couple you want to bring here? I said, oh, no. Not yet, though. I mean, I just now got to get back my roots on this thing. I used to think these things years ago, but God darn, it still exists. I said, oh, yeah. A lot of people buy them. So, well, I'm one of those. What do you got back here? So, well, here's what we got for now. I got the Turpits. I got the Bismarck, CROSTAFELS, the Troyberg, SS United States. And a whole pile of them over there I got from the Queen Mary. I got a bunch. And I got San Francisco, the Indianapolis, Autohan, the Bremen. Oh, I got a bunch on there. So right now we just got done. We got the cargo boom. We got it right out of the block. I mean those blocks out of. We said, how do you make those blocks, Frank? Easy, guys. Get yourself one of these. You're building paper. You got to have these. These are different sizes here. These are called paper punchers. Give it a punch like that. Open up. Pull up the little circles. A little disc cut out here. And you go to the king post. You paint them black. You go ahead. And of course, you make your welds. So you got to put your gypsy heads on there. Your capstans on the winches. Just wrap out a winch up to your block you made there and down to the bone. I don't have any. I'm not gonna put no braces on there. I'll just go ahead and put topless on there. That's simple enough. And a few other rigging essentials. Use the thread. Yeah, vacuum form kits. I'll show you how to build those. Vacuum form kits, for example, like my Coronado was sitting over there. Take a knife, you score out down line of the part, snap it off. Put yourself some sandpaper on top of your workboard like this here. Take it apart, rub it back and forth, just like you're rubbing something, which you are. You keep on rubbing. You look at the edges of the fuselage you cut out. You notice there's like a flange of thin plastic. That's what you need to sand off. You pick it up, you can see it where the parting line at and get some old. You peel it off and it's all done. But you got to make sure you do it flat, because if you got it uneven, you glue it together, you're going to have gaps, and that requires a lot of filler. Now I built my Globemaster and my weenie wagon over there. Don't have 1 ounce of filler on it, none at all. None. Yeah, I want a little vacuum form tutorial. And I got my tanker over there, my Chevron Nevin over there. I think I'll finish up that rest of tonight off camera. But tomorrow I'll start working on the details. I got to put the piping on that, on the catwalk, and I got the frames. I guess the bulkheads I got to put on there. Yeah, this nice spot on the car. You can't even tell me on paper. Really, they go together. You just have to learn how to do it right, and just take your time. Okay, we got 6 watching, 3 thumbs up on the chat. We have Mr. Daniel Britton. He's with us, and I imagine a few others will join into as well. We have Dingy Schultz. He doesn't have no Wi-Fi. He told me we contact each other on cellular phone, and we do that. That's the way we communicate. He's watched, but he can't get out. So that's good. That's fair enough. That's good enough. He does wonderful artillery work. I was going to make a video of my Sherman tank out in the backyard, but we got stuck with rain out here for 2 days. I bet you people got some rain too where you came from, but we got about 2 days of rain out there. So far, I don't know if we got any more. I haven't followed the weather lately. But as soon as the rain's over with, I'll take my Sherman tank out there for a spell. And take out the rest of my tanks. I got 3 other tanks going to be run. I can run the heads off. Have so much fun. All I got for finish materials, guys, is this right here. My son-in-law picked this up for me the other day. This is Bondo. This is the best stuff in the world. It is. People say, Bondo? That goes on cars. Yes. That goes on models, too. It sands in 10 to 15 minutes. It's bone dry. You can sand it off, prime, let it dry for a couple hours, and go back and see if you have infections. Use a little bit of this. Put it on your part. Put the lid on, and make sure you put the lid on. It'll dry out quick. It's got 2 lean in it. It'll dry out like a popcorn fart. It'll dry out. Put tube away. Sand, prime again. Voila, magic. I can use this on a Globemaster and a weenie wagon. Then I'll go ahead and use this. This is my finishing right here. And we'll get that going too, boys. Yeah, if you bevel them, use a sanding board. No place to. This is my 1/72 scale TV F1C Adventure. Cute little. I can finish it up too. You can bevel apart. Suppose there's a wing, it's going to be beveled. You take it, your sanding board, and you cock it. You stand like this, back and forth. And it's beveled to make sure I come in. Always use a sanding board. Don't use your hands. Always use a flat board. This is like, I think Freddie Duarte sent this to me. This is 1/72 scale. What was it, Academy? sir. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. Here's the box that came out. This is a fun little build. Like Geraldine says on the Flip Wilson show, what you see is what you get. For your canopy detail. No pilots came with this thing though. Not a bad little TV, yeah. I think the only 1/72 scale TV I've ever built in my life was an Airfix money. That wasn't too bad of a kit. That wasn't too bad. Now I'm loving this hell dive I got started. We can finish this up no problem. I don't need no finished material set. That's pretty much all done. You know, with shave with that. Stick your face in there and shave. Those pilots fit pretty good there. Yep. Beautiful. The old Helldiver. SBC3. From the good folks of Aurora, which don't exist no more. I got something else I want to show you guys. I can start spending more time with you fellas, you know, than I have been on my building. I can talk for a while, you know, build with them up. This is up my, I'm going to start decaling up my, finish up my albatross. Now I want to show you something. My daughter said to me, oh, it says Zoe, my granddaughter, not Zoe, but Lively, got a pet, she likes mice and stuff, you know. I don't. Well, how come you like mice, Grandpa? Here's why. They make nice little holes. And they tear up this stuff. Like all good mice do. Now you know why I don't like mice. Here's the decals. These are the decals that came with the kit. Looks like they're pretty good. But I went ahead one step further and ordered these. This came from the Czech Republic. I'm very surprised I have to pay tariff duty on tariffs and that. There's some places you can send away overseas. This came all the way from Czech Republic. Yeah. And there's no there's no tariffs on this. Now, these decals sent away for. They go for this one. My albatross is a Korean War vintage. It's an SA-16A, not the 6B. The 1A6B came out in 1956. No, 57. No, 56. The difference between the B and A model is that the wings are still longer on the B model than it's the A. Here's the decals that's not away from albatross. They're nice. What makes the kit so nice on this one here, which ain't no problem, is that ain't no de-icer boots to paint on this because Korean War vintage. Up here's one I'm doing now. No de-icer boots on there. You got two liveries on there, the decals. So, I'll be adding those on. I may do that tomorrow night, Friday Night Live. That'd be a good thing to do. Right now, I want to finish up the CROSTAFELS, get some pictures out. Yeah, Flight 19. I can tell you one thing. I can tell you that flight. They got lost. There's somewhere out there in the area where they sunk at. Where they crashed at. They ran out of fuel. I imagine where they're flying at, they probably had some kind of what would you call that? Deviation in their compass. Probably because of some kind of magnetism, and they got lost. Well, I'll tell you something, guys. It's very easy to get lost at sea. It really is, because it seas all around you. If you lose celestial navigation, you can always follow the stars or follow the sun. The sun always rises from the west and it rises in the east. It settles in the west. By the stars, you can always follow the North Star. You got the planet Mars, you can always navigate by. Right around that witch head. Use your little lube, screw it off. Up through a block. Seal it. And then take a bit of your line. Let it dry. We just finished red. John, the way I use wire, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I think I'm cheating, just use red. Dry, clip off. Put this helos top here. Keep this thing weighted down. This thing's light. I should have put some weight inside here. I'll put some weight inside my Western plant over there. Okay, we got 7 watching, 3 thumbs up. We got Sir Daniel Britton. He's with us. He's with us all day, which is wonderful. Pretty soon we'll probably have the rest of the fellows probably chip in. I just got done making a video a while ago, and I was working on my Chevron over there, and lost concept of time. That's why I got on late. But I kept my promise. I showed up tonight. Well, we do the other side. Well, card modeling, building ships takes lots of time, fellas. This is probably one of the simple models that Whilhelmshaven's produced. But a model like this, probably, if you work on it every day, it'd take about 2 to 3 weeks to build it. That Troy bird over there took me about a couple of weeks to build that too. The old Troy bird was very, very difficult. A lot of these old Whilhelmshaven kits they don't make no more. Always put data ship at the bottom. Troy bird, motor ship. She's small. I imagine the particulars this probably around 300 feet. CROSTAFELS probably around 400 or 500 feet. I'll say almost 500. Of course, she's a boat carrier. As you can see, I added some rust on there. Give it a little character. Give it a little character, fellas. Rig this up, rig these over here, rig that up. Done. Finished. I'll probably find something else too we can rig up on it also. This is a nice little model like this. Now, you take this, get yourself a nice piece of wood or a piece of a nice good strong piece of cardboard. Now, for me, I'm very lucky. My son-in-law does all his advertisement. Use these are plastic. I use these for this plastic. These are poster boards that they use and stuff. Here's my paint boards right here. Get yourself a nice good board. Cut off right across here. Get yourself some Reynolds wrap, tinfoil. Crumble it up. Uncrumble it. It won't tear on you. It's uncrumpled. Smooth it out. Put it on top of your base. Lay your ship on top of that. Trace it out where it's on the kitchen foil, and move that piece you cut out. Take your ship and glue it on there. But before you glue it on, make sure it's on there before you glue it on. This is my painting comes. Get yourself some blue paint, greens, and white. You take this green and blues mixed together, and together you'll see the brilliance of seawater, how it merges. And add a little white crest around the ship, simulating it's on the way. Put a weight behind it. Beautiful. We got JMDCB with us. How you doing, buddy? So far, you and Sir Daniel Britton are my guests tonight. We'll find more to follow. This is all paper. This is all paper here, buddy. I think I put the name of this thing. I think I did. Yeah, the Whilhelmshaven. This is a scale 1/250 scale. This is a paper model. Inboard from that, outboard from this is the mothership Choiberg. I'm going to finish that up too. And also, I think that's dinghy. Maybe. It is dinghy. I'm messaging dinghy right now. That was dinghy. I was up about 5 o'clock in the morning working on this. I need to swing this camera out so you can see what I'm doing here, guys. It won't take long for me to get this CROSTAFELS all done. Up the ceiling, thank you. There we go. Oh, dang, back at me. Okay, Mr. Dane. That'd be great. Danny says he'll have Starlink on the 10th. So he'd be back on the chat board. That's great. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Put paper and put the skins on the back. Now we're going to try to look at full hull. Now we got a full hull now. Right here. We building card models, fellas. There's about 3 types of glues I use on card models. This is number 1 right here. This Aleene's tacky glue. This is good stuff. I got about another full bottle. I already went through 1 bottle already. So I got 2 more. I got 1 big one left back. I haven't touched. I just opened this up today. So I got that going. And Yoo-hoo glue, UHO, which comes in yellow tubes. I don't see it here in the States. That stuff's from Europe. It's European glue. I imagine it's selling here somewhere. I don't know. I haven't seen any. Of course, I have it out of this room over here now. I haven't been nowhere but here. So I use that at least tacky glue, or you could use regular Elmer school glue. But this stuff here has some good glue. Well, another caution, like I tell everybody, when you're building card models, this is water based. Yoo-hoo, I don't know if that's water based on it. Maybe, I don't know. I've seen pictures of it on Klaus Brink. He's a modelologist in Germany. He's a wonderful person. He's pretty much like me. He's in a room all the time building card models. And he has an affliction. He's in a wheelchair. You know, something probably happened to him when he was young. And he's pretty content like I am. He's building models in his room. He's got all kinds of card models. You need to go to his website, Klaus Brink, Klaus Brink, Brink. He does wonderful work as card models. Now, get back to this stuff. Now, if you use this on card models, don't overdo it because this has water base. You know what happens to paper when you get water in it? It'll start losing its form, and it's ruined. So you just little dabble, take a toothpick, move around, or just little small pecks. Make sure it's all white pecks and glued together. When it's all done, you take a spoon like this, and you burnish your paper like that, and it smooths out the edges. And that's what I use. Now you're building plastic. You want to use crystal clear for portholes and windows. This stuff works better than crystal clear by Microsoft. It does. One day I was kind of skittish one time. Not skittish, but I think it was one of earlier videos. I was going to use the little small portholes. And I had that sticking in there, and it came out clear. Wow! Now I got crystal clear. That's how I found out. So if you got plastic models, you want to use any glazing there, this stuff works good. It works good on paper and stuff like that. Oh, we got backwash with this. Wonderful. Now we got 3 on the chat board. Now we got Mr. Sir Daniel Britton, and we have JMDIV CV, and And we got back watch on us now. Back watch says, "Hey, what's up, Frankie? I see you broke out the old cellulose kits." Yeah, got no finishing stuff. I got Bondo that came in yesterday, but Bondo's good for filling, for preparation for painting. I need something for finishing, like clear flat and clear gloss. I don't have none of that. So I go back to my old roots, back on paper models. Right now we're rigging up, finishing up the CROSTAFELS. We're rigging up the cargo booms on it. Just got to finish up. I got to finish up the port side. We'll go over here and get the gantry rigged up. Last, when we get this here, they probably add some rigging for the antennae. I'm going to see if I can find some thinner line than that. That's pretty heavy for that CROSTAFELS. I think I know where to find that stuff too. It's a box over there. I'm looking at it right now. Right over there. I'm looking at it right now. And I'll bring it over and substitute using this. I don't think I'll go over there and grab it now. Wait, guys. Wait on me, I guess. I want to know if I. Ooh, get that. Why that this year? Is there? Is there a thing? There is. I knew I'd find some. Always do, always does. Excellent. Oh, wow. Well, look what I found. Santa Claus. I'm going to put you back over here. I don't need you anymore. We go on wooden kits. Card. So you got these boat davits right here. turn those into plastic right now. I'll show you guys something here. I turn those into plastic. Yeah. Huh. Don't get too dusty over here. One of us gets dusty in this area here, but back there don't that much dusty. This is Kaiser Wilhelm's private yacht called the what do you call it, Hohenzollern. What I got here, as you can see, I got finished that up too. So I lied to you guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them I got to finish up on. No big deal. The going is going. Frankie Day gets it done quick. Okay, let me show you this Hohenzollern right here. And then your eyeballs. I got work to do. I got to put a mast there, a mast in there, another mast, a 3 mast. I got to finish up the starboard side, put the boat booms in, the boat davits there. I got to have the rails across there, the same thing there. I want to weigh home in this thing. This is scale. I don't know what scale this is. I don't think it's 1/250 because this was this kit was printed using a CD that I uploaded on the H&B site. Those boo-boos are tough now there. I turn into plastic. This stuff here is cryolite glue. It turns paper into plastic. A little clearer, you can see it better. Now this is Kaiser Wilhelm's private yacht, the Hohenzollern. This is by H&B. Now I got some other publications I can show you guys I'll be doing on here too. That scale is probably one. I think it's about 1/200 scale. I'm quite sure that it is. Yeah. Okay. I'll be damned. I know we got to finish up on. I know I had something back there. I got so much stuff, guys. I don't even know what the hell I have. Got a good thread now. The center. I'll show you something. Okay, Mr. Mulligan, I'll put you back to bed again. You've been very naughty lately. You've been so naughty because you ain't flying yet. You say, ain't my fault I can't fly. There's about 5,000 parts to this. This scale is 1/250. This is the Bremen. The HMV, same company made the whole Luzerne. I think I paid $100 for this model. Comes out magazine like this, like they all do. When the finished model is done, it should look like this. It's about 45 inches long. There's all your lifeboats right there. You'll be cut out. Right here, there's legends right here. It shows you how to build it. Car modeling has its own form method of construction, like everything else does. Sub-assemblies are invited. Well, don't get too crazy. Color sheets, that's your mask. You gotta make those masks. You gotta fold them using doweling. All these parts here. These are all your windlasses and stuff. You got a lot of stuff here. These things, they don't build overnight like anything else do. They're time consuming. I show you how big the funnels are. It's got an airplane here too, an observation plane. I imagine you use that for emergency in case something happens. You just rest the parts on there. I built one of these before. It took me about a year to build it. It's in a travel agency right now. There's a bridge. That's how big my hand is, that bridge. So show how big the model is. Very wonderful printing. The printing is out. It's breathtaking. You haven't seen nothing yet, folks. It's got a removable skylight. And there's the inside. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay this down so you guys can see. Before I can glare with that light, it really takes perspective away. Now I got a good idea what we're doing here. That's the interior of it. You know what these are? Chairs, seats. Because there's a part in the middle of the skylight of the ship. You pull it up there and it shows you all that detail. You don't want it. You got to do that. That makes the model. These are they're easy to make. More of it right there. That's big a hand is that deck. Show how big this thing is. Keep going here. Look at all those bad boys. You got tables, chairs, and seats. There's the floor right there. So when you're looking down the ship, take a top off, you'll see all these chairs all around here. More right there you can put on there. A little history on the TSS Bremen. I think that's one ship they didn't want to dock nowhere. They had some problems. I think it's political reasons why. That's the boat deck right there. There's more of the interiors. There's the bridge there. Name of the ship, Bremen. I'm going to get that. That's going to be a good winter build. Here you space your stacks, lifeboats. Very, very wonderful kit to build. It's not that hard, you know. It seems like it's hard, but it's not hard. You just got to work slow. When you start working slow on before you know it's all done. It's like watching a flower bloom. There's more of the funnels there. Ladders, railings, more ship fittings. Ship's boats. Vents. Railings. Those are all your winches right there. You gotta fold up the boat winches. Here's your mast right here we showed you a while ago. This is gets really crazy. There's all your boat davits. They cut in pairs. You cut this out like here, up, center line, fold, glue it back, fold over so it's double thickness, cut it out, put it in a jar, you place it on your model. These are all your boat motors too. The rails, there's more of them. They seem tedious, but they're not. You just got a bunch to do. A bunch to do. Keep it going. There's your ship's boats there. There's your lifeboats. They're optional. You can have them looking like that with your oars and stuff in them. Or if you want to do it that way, you go ahead and build them with the cover on there. Those are your lifeboats. Optional. So a kit like this, you got to build very, very slow. When it comes up, my God, you got yourself a masterpiece, guys. I'm telling you. You have people knocking on your door want to buy them. Okay. There's more boats right there. What the hell's it? Backwards? What's going on here? What is going on here? Oh, here's your instructions. See it right there? Those pieces I showed you, all those chairs and stuff. Shows you how to make it. Fold them, glue them on there. When you pull up the top of that, you see inside there. You see it go along. Of course, this is the construction of the hull and everything. These are instruction parts. Here's your catapult for your observation plane. Here's all your framework to the ship. You don't need no stiffeners after the way it's built. It's really strong. There's your anchor. You got to cut them out, just like I did on the CROSTAFELS, or your ribs. Good. More of them. It's all your internal structures make the ship. More internal stuff. There's your bow. There's my hand. Stern. Fantail. There's my hand. There's your flags you use. More seats. More seats. More of the deck. More flags. Here we go. There's your outer scans. There's my hand. More of it. Right there. Beautiful. Yeah. Here's another one. This is Augusta, Victoria. 1909, I think, 1889. Same company, HMV. Here's the instructions of it. It's not as complicated as much as the Brennan. Here's my hands. This model's probably about 30 inches long. Ribs. I got railing sets in there. I go to it. Yeah. And by this company, last year, no, I got another one here, good one. Here's a slow one, I'll start over. Looks like a refrigeration cargo ship. Same company. Again, more railings. Wonderful kit. Lastly, 72 inches long, 6 feet. The TMS Sea Stout. Big old huge super tanker. This thing is big. Big, 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 big. And you slide it and take it apart, you can see the inside of the cargo deck spacing there. Huge. Huge. Yeah. Okay, we'll put the Troyberg there. Here's the CROSTAFELS instructions. I think this is English in here. Yep. This is one of the English multi lingo. Here's two German lads. A bottle of Yoo-hoo glue. One has an airplane. See my airplane? So that's been building Wilhelm. Wilhelm says to Johann, Jawohl, look what I got here. I built this too. I'll show you mine. Yep. Good old card models. They're, like I say, guys, with this, I said that on the video a while ago on my card model builds that are going on here. The cost, skyrocketing cost of plastic, it's getting to a point that it's going to be unaffordable. You can't be able to afford them any longer, you know? So a lot of people go into card models. Card models are miles cheaper, and they're free. Free, Frank? How you do that? Go to your search engine, use Google search, whatever search you got. Use your search engine. You go out there, say free download card models. GPM, Whilhelmshaven, HMV. They got sites there. We call them pirate sites because I belong to papermodelers.com, and they will not publish pirate kits. A pirate kit is a kit that you buy for free offline because they feel that you're not paying the publisher and getting any money. The publisher don't care. They don't care. He's already made his money already, so let's go share alike. I'm quite sure if he had a beef about it, he'd turn around and sue the people who are taking his models and leases a free world for people to enjoy. I mean, they don't say nothing. They don't. Anyway, you go to these pirate sites to see a model, you download it, get yourself a CD disc. You take your disc, you pick up your computer, you see it, you download it, it goes on that disc. You want to build it, take your disk out of your computer, head down to Kinko's or Office Max, give them a CD. So I like to have 11 by 17 cardstock paper. I like to have these blown up on that, printed on the paper. Sure. You pop the machine, voila. You got a kit. That's where my Hohenzollern came from, a lot of them came from. These came from the Queen Mary. The Scheuberg and the CROSTAFELS came from the Queen Mary. And the rest of them came from them too. Okay, we got 13 watching, 6 thumbs up. And we got Mr. Daniel Brittany still with us. Then VDIV, he's with us. Backwatch, he's still with us. The celebration of model kits. We've got Sir Eric with us. How you doing there, Eric? I'm enjoying your videos, sir. I really am. You like me? You like those old vintage aircraft? I got a lot of those in my storage to get them out. I'll show you my held diver. I held off because I was watching your video. You mentioned something about getting a group build going down on the held diver, but we have a colleague that's probably not well, or until he gets on his feet again, we'll start the build. So I held off my held diver until you gave me the green light. Love those pilots. Those pilots fit quite well. This is a good kit. Really, it's super detailed. I mean, I think I like the hell out of this thing. This is the second one I've ever built in my life. And I got some dope aluminum here. I'm gonna go ahead and paint on the bottom side of that. I've already got the chrome on it. The kit decals still work. I soaked them down with what do you call that stuff? Debonder. It works. So top wing pits on sort of like that. It's all done. Rig it up with a steel guitar, 9,000 steel guitar steel string. You're ready. You're all set, ready to go. Yeah. I love the heck out of the SP2C, SPC3 Helldiver. Oh, by the 17th of this month, Eric? I mean, the build actually is going on right now? Okay, I can go back on this. I'll have mine done way before the 17th. Okay, I appreciate that. So I'll go ahead and go ahead and get this thing finished up, and yeah, I can post some pictures of it. Of course, if you're gonna go ahead and posting builders' pictures on there of the build, I'll send you some pictures of my stuff too on it as well. But I will take some good pictures using my. Where the hell is it at? It's over here. Man, I got stuff all over the place here, boys. All over the stuff. Got my camcorder. This takes excellent pictures. I'll snap them, and publish them on there. Yep. Oh yeah. It goes away. These are all yellow. Not anymore. Good old sunshine works miracles for us modelers. Yeah. Now I got a set of decals. I taped it on my windows so when the sun hits it, on my Lockheed Hudson over there, it got kind of yellowish a little bit. A brand new kit. Of course, you're locked up in the box for about 60-something years. You'd be yellow too, I guess. I appreciate that, Eric. You're a great man. Yeah, I love your videos. I was watching. I think I watched every one of them. And you like me, you like these old kits. I got hundreds of them in my storage in Ohio, but they do me the good there. I got to get that stuff out. That's all I can say. I can't lose that stuff. Right now, this is paper models I'm building on you, Eric. I'll finish this up tonight. This thing be all done. I got the Choiberg end board here too. I'll be working on. Now I just found that Hohenzollern by HMV. Yeah, that's why I made a video a while ago on my roots. I was born in 1946, right after World War II. And there were no such thing as plastic. Plastic wasn't a distant dream. Only thing that was out there was these things and wooden models. I inherited a bunch of kits from my father. I got kits there that are 100 years old that my dad has given me. I've got a whole slew full of Cleveland kits. Now, these here are master kits to build. This here is 1935 kit, a Cleveland models. Don't get any older than that, boys. My dad said that cost him 25 cents back in 1935. Wonderful kit. Think what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this camera, swing it around so we get a better perspective of what I'm doing with. It's hard to see what I'm doing when I'm got the camera focused on the models. Yeah. Now, this too is a Cleveland kit. This is my new 417 by Colonel Bishop. I'm building that. I'm going to build a top wing, cover that, cover the stabilizer, do some rigging on it. I'm going to put a false floor in there and put some detail in there. And yeah, I think my dad said he paid 25 cents for this one too. So this is a 1932 Cleveland design kit of the Newport 17, flown by Colonel Bishop. That's his. Right now, I need some finishing materials. I just now got some Bondo. And I'm going to start working on. I'll show you something here, Eric. It's a vacuum form kit. I bought this back in 1977. Archer's Hobby World. I'm working old shaky right here. It's got full cockpit detail that I built inside there, cargo floor and everything. Now I got my Bondo over there. I'll put a little Bondo in there, my filler. Wet and dry sand, nice and smooth around the edges. Then I'm going to cover it with this. Using foil tank. I got about 6-7 rolls of this. I found it all there in a box. There's no shaky right here. C124 D Glowmaster. I got the spar there. And the wings. We got a wood spar through the stabilizer area here, up there. We got a cargo floor here, flight deck floor up here. Now, when I was going to Vietnam, when I was in the Navy, I was on the starboard welfare over here. Both with Travis Air Force Base. I was really surprised they're still flying these things. This thing went out in 1964. I was going to Vietnam. I joined the Navy back in 1962. And so I had to go to the Travis Air Force Base and pick up a plane to fly to Nam. And this thing flew all over Travis Air Force Base to Clark Field, Philippines. Then from Clark Field, Philippines, we picked up another plane. That was a C-135, which is a Boeing 707, Mats. This was Mats too. And I right about here, where this porthole there, right about here, right there. That's where I sat. Now there was probably about 200 or 300 of us. We entered this way. Of course, y'all know the Globemaster has a clamshell nose opens up and a ramp comes up. So we had to march through there. There's 3 ways to enter the Globemaster. This way, in the bottom, there's a door right there. They inherited from the C-74 Globemaster 1. That door will open up. They got an elevator that comes down, and they can load it up in here. And they get a load master right inside there. Inside the fuselage, you got all these numbers. That you got to have so much weight. Keep this thing center of gravity when it takes off. If you don't, it'll crash and burn. So it's not load gravity. You got tanks, cars, trucks, anything like you can load up this thing. You usually come this way. A load master come over there. Okay, put so much pounds there. Then I'll put in. You got another one. I put across over here. Now you got troops up here. You look at this on the overhead. It's folded like this. It'll come down like that. When it comes down like this, it's called a subflooring. You can put 150 people up there. Another 150 people down below. So we had troops, and we're carrying. We carried troops, a bunch of jeeps, and we carried one tank and 3 Willie jeeps, and we also had a bunch of parts too. It was located on the tank on the cargo deck. So I was right about. I wouldn't say I went down here. I was up here. That's where that regular index thing, right about here. Right there. I sat there because they had these little cargo seats, you call them. They're hammocks. And they come all through here. When you're sitting down, when you're sitting down, you're facing this way. Like while sitting here, you face this part of the aircraft. Then you turn around and look at the little window right there. I had one buddy of mine, boy, he was really starting to freak out on me. What's the matter? Man, we're going to crash, right? And everybody started to cause a panic this thing. Ain't going to crash. He goes, yeah, but the wing's going like this. Well, the hell, let's give. Let's give. You gotta have some stress in these things. Just like in the RMS Titan, it's how do you call that? It's used to release the stress. Look, Kevin, I'll bring it up in a few minutes. In fact, I'll wind up getting what it's called. And what it does is these wings, because it's turbulence, and they can take it. They're designed that way. Now you want to see a flapping bird get aboard a B-52. Them wings go on just like this, but they fly very, very well. Now, I gotta have filler when I fill in. Ain't no putty on this. I try to stay away from filler as much as I can. If I need filler, I'll build it as good as I can to use less filler. Now, anybody's building one of these C124 Glowmasters, this is by Frank Model Bow, 1/72 scale. I got this here. I ordered this 1977 from Bob from Archer's Hobby World. I think I paid $19.95 for this. I bought two of them. This is my fifth one. And this is just a bare bones kit. They give you the shells. You got to make engines for it, propellers. You got to build your landing gear. Like I did, you got to build up your cockpit interiors. It gives you a chance to do some sketch building too. It's one of a kind kit. And what I like about vacuum forms is they get these companies that publish these vacuum form kits. What they do is they make stuff that injection model companies like Revell, Monogram, Aurora, Lindbergh, you name it out there, don't make. And yeah, so I got this coming up next. I got to put the filler on here, prime it really well. Then I'll go back to that tape and cover it. Now I got another thing I want to show you here too. What I'll be doing using that tape. I got this from Gene Hooker out of Columbus, Ohio. This is a vacuum form kit too. This is a C133, C131, Douglas C131 Cargo Master. Dubbed as a weenie wagon. I can put, ain't no filler here at all. Only filler is right here in the fuselage. This is why I ran out. Now, my son-in-law finally picked me up a tube yesterday. So I can go ahead and proceed on using this stuff here. This is the best stuff in the world to use. Is this glazing putty. People go, Bondo, that goes on cars. Yes, it does. But it goes on these just as well. This stuff here does not shrink. Now, I tried that Tamiya jazz right there. I did it. I did it on my Lancaster. I did it on a couple other ones. I noticed, I go back and looked at it, and it was shrinkage. So you got to sand the old stuff off first, and add another dab and sand up and prime. I'll show you something. I'm being a lot more entertained than I have been. I need to be more entertaining to be with you fellas. Okay, here's my beautiful Lancaster, a 1/48 scale. This is a 1975 release of this kit. Now I use, as you can see, that Tamiya white filler. I had to put 2 dabs there, 2 dabs there, but I use the Bondo up here. I ran out. 1 dab would do you. It's like Brill cream, like Brill cream hair cream. A little dab do you, that's it. This is ready to be painting. It's all masked off. I'm gonna do some priming and do some pre-shading and ready for her colors. Because the length don't look good without her beautiful colors. No, she don't. And tomorrow night we're gonna work on this. This is my Trumpeter 1/48 scale. Grumman Albatross SA-16A, the Korean War model. I cleaned it up pretty good. Got to put the decals on it. I got the wing floaters on it. I just painted those last night. They go on there. No de-icers. This is Korean War. The Albatross SA-16Bs were just like this, except one thing. The A models, they had problems with the A models because, like that with the B-26, they had to come in really fast and take off really fast. Even with full flaps, if it came in like most planes do, it'll stall out on you. They have stalling problems. And you can dig in the float when you hit the water. They made the wings longer. On the B model, they made the wings out probably about another I see another 2 feet longer. But these just had shorter wings on them, on the A model. Okay, check my chat board. Oh yeah, I love the Philippines. Subic Bay, Longapo, right across Manila Bay. I lived in the Philippines back in 1956. My father was in the Navy. He was an aviation. He was an aviation machinist mate. He was stationed to VA 245 flying boats, Sangley Point, in the Philippines, off the city of Cavite, right to Manila Bay. Right across over there is Corregidor. 1956, I was probably about 10 years old back then. 10 or 11 years old. And my father always summons for his family. So we went over there and we had a good time in the Philippines. We were stationed in naval housing, live in Quonset huts out there. And my dad was stationed out there, worked on P5Ms, Marlins, and PBM Mariners. And also, he worked on the SA-6Bs, Albatross. They were painted dark blue and white. And yeah. And I love the Philippines. When I was Navy, I loved the Philippines. Now, I like to live there. Now, I've been there, Cavite there for about 2 years. We came back to the States and went to Singapore after that. And we came back to the States again back in 1960. By the time things get kind of crazy out there in Cuba during the Kennedy administration, and Fidel Castro had missiles 90 miles away from us, had missiles come our direction. And Mr. Kennedy said, look, get those missiles out of here. War you want, war you get. Get them out of there. And finally he did. I was helping my father build a bomb shelter. We had a cement mixer back there. I was making mortar. Dad threw down his trowel, shook his head like this. What's the matter, Dad? He goes, I wasted some money. I said, what do you mean? What do you mean, Dad? I don't understand. All this block and mortar, build a bomb shelter for what? Said the bastards can't even afford a war. Russians cannot afford a war. They gave us Alaska. These people, they may have one good shot, and that is it. And they're dead meat from there on. And besides, they didn't have stuff to go that far anyway. They did in Cuba. That's why Kennedy told them get the stuff out of there. And they had Stoops, S2Fs out there. We had a lot of ships like Choiberg and also the CROSTAFELS posing as bulk carriers or fishing trawlers. But we all know that they were intelligence ships and spy ships like the Pueblo. Get them out of there. And they did. The Vietnam was getting crazy. So they assassinate Mr. Kennedy to keep us to go to Vietnam. So we go to Vietnam. He didn't want us to go to Vietnam. The man spent 5 years in World War II seeing his buddies die and getting killed. And he knows what war's all about. The United States of America back then was an economy war. It was done on economy, was done on wars. Now we're not a war-based economy, we're a credit economy. And we're headed for a big depression right now. It's because of credit cards. Because one of our forefathers of the Revolution, Sir Benjamin Franklin, warned Congress that we cannot base our economy on credit. If you do that, you live in IOUs. It don't work. It'll break a nation quicker. That's why we're broke now. That's why a lot of us modelers are struggling and striving, because the cost of the plastic and everything else, because of greed and credit cards. I knew that was going to happen when they were swiping those devils back in the 90s, 80s. But my method is this, fellas, you know. You come to this world with nothing. I don't want to leave this world with nothing, owing this world nothing. I don't want to leave a bunch of bills for my daughter to have to pay for me, and my kids have to pay for me. That's dirty pool. So I pay cash for everything. I got a debit card, but it comes out of my bank, comes out of me, not the bank. When my money goes down, the credit card's dead. That's how I like it. To me, it's the same thing having money in my pocket, but it's in card form. And I use it only for internets. Yeah, I went to Cregador. Let me tell you a story about that. We took up on a Saturday, and my dad, of course, he was a chief aviation machinist mate, and he had, of course, Sunday is called the holiday routine, and no watches to stand. So, hey guys, we're going to get aboard the president's yacht. We're going to go to Cregador. So, we went down there to the up there by the seawall, over there by the loading dock, over there next to the seaplane base, out there at Cavite, Saintly Point. And we went across the middle of the bay. It took about 20 minutes to get there. But Cregador had a big old long pier across there. They had a big old statue of Mr. MacArthur standing up there. I shall return. A little late, but he returned. That wasn't his fault. That was President Roosevelt's fault. He wanted to stay there. He said, no, get your buns back here. If you don't, you're not going to be general very much longer. All right, okay, I'm halfway there. Sorry, guys, got to leave you guys. He didn't want to do that. Anyway, we got the Cregador. Now, you talk about World War II artifacts that are out there. There are all kinds of mortars out there. I was walking out and he goes, put that thing down. Okay, dude. Stuff like that don't pick up. Why, Dad? It's loaded. That's a mortar right there. It's a dud. Didn't go off. You fool around, it goes up, it'll blow you into a million pieces and be with you. And we went out there and we had all kinds of artifacts out there. Had a couple of wrecked aircraft out there. Cregador shaped like a pollywog. And it took us about 2 days just to go out there and do a tour of that place. It was really nice out there. But it brought back memories, you know. I mean, that's where the Japanese out there, the first place they nabbed was Cregador when war was declared. And that's when the Bataan death march started from there. They got all the GIs from Cregador, everything that took them on the Bataan. They marched them. That was horrible. So a lot of artifacts over there. Oh, exactly. Yeah, we had Filipino ports, absolutely, Daniel. Yes, they could have. But the problem was that President MacArthur didn't have foresight enough. No one knew. We didn't know the Japs were going to come to us. The intelligence knew. They knew that war was imminent, but they don't know when it's going to happen. Guys like MacArthur, and these guys weren't armchair generals. These guys were field generals. They had no idea the Japs were going to come and attack us and everything. And Hull was the Secretary of War. He turned it was Hull. Wait, no, it was Frank Knox. He told them, hey, this says, don't you know that the Japanese have it's like that? So, well, we got our tails in the air, and we're pretty well secure here. And then he had to withdraw some troops here, there, left almost a skeleton. We had a force that we could have took out the invasion force in Japan, but we didn't have the equipment back then to do it. And of course, the war came. War defense plants opened up. That got us out of the depression right there. Now in Guam, when I was in the merchant marine, I got out of the Navy, I couldn't get a job. I mean, they found out I was a Vietnam vet. They hated us Vietnam vets. They call us baby killers. Now, wait a second now. Regroup. Now, it wasn't my idea. I got in a fight with one of these guys. I had to let you go, Frankie. You're a Vietnam vet, and we don't approve. Look, you don't understand. Casualties of war. You think back in Germany, back in World War II, these B-17, B-24, B-26, and B-25 pilots like to drop bombs on people? You don't understand that defense plants are manned by civilians. It's called casualties of war. These Vietnam kids out there, these kids out there walking, you got a 6-year-old kid who's going on 25 years old, smoking cigarettes, strapped with a satchel charge on him. You know, blow you up? Now, wait a second now. That ain't right. A lot of them got killed because of that. A lot of the guys that killed them had to go to bed at night with a conscious mind to kill the kid. But there's different tactics over there. That's why I told that supervisor to hire me. I could get a job, crap like that, so screw it. So I went to the Coast Guard station. I signed out a naval body saying how to get a Z card, how to give my DD-214 sheet, show them I had over 6 months of sea duty, which I had 30 years of sea duty I had. Fill out tests, get a Z card, get the Merchant Marines. I got the United States lines out of Hudson River, Pier 42 in New York. I was on the SS American Challenge. She was a C2 type merchantman. And we sailed all the way there to the Panama Canal. We went to Vietnam, Guam. We were to Guam one time. I unloaded a bunch of equipment one time. We weren't allowed to go out there because they had a lot of because the reason of the artifacts had out there. Actually, it was a base. They had a lot of radar stuff out there, top security stuff, really top hush hush stuff. You know, we weren't allowed to go there, so we had lifeboats and liver stuff. Came back and took off. They gave us whiskey and ice cream and stuff. We took off and got underway. I should have stayed at Merchant Marines. I should have. I sure missed that. But anyway, yeah, you're right. That Guam, you couldn't get in there. Singapore's the other place you had to watch out for. Let's get back to the weenie wagon. I got to put filler on here. I'll fill this out, smooth everything up real good. And I'm going to go ahead and put prime it up real well so it's nice, ready to be finished. Give it a prime coat. Then I'm going to put stretch bands right across the fuselage, like little rings. Then I'll go ahead and cover it with my tape right there. It look nice. Open up here, put the undercarriage. I'll mark the location here. We're landing, got to cut that out, make a box there. And I made a location there. Cut out by your door, put my undercarriage in there, detail out. I can engine nacelles on there. Now, the Cargo Master was probably one of our largest cargo planes, piston turbojet, that T220 turbojets on there, 4 of them. And get into the weenie wagon again. It's like a C-130 Hercules bird. You got the doors open up like this. Ramp comes down. These are built long. One reason. Intercontinental missiles, ICBM missiles. They open up that door. They can load a big missile through there. And you can carry tanks, fire trucks, all kinds of personnel carriers, jeeps, tanks, troops, everything. And then when you wagon, you get it through here. You got a door to the side, you get it this way. And you got a couple doors going to here. They have one of these, the Air Force Base Museum, Dayton, Ohio. I went aboard one of these once. And it was all green inside, big. You go up the ladder, on the wing roof, there's a tunnel. There you can work on the engines. Same thing on the Globemaster. Same thing on the Martin Mars. And the same thing on the Princess Flying Boat. So I got work doing this. Field prime, sand prime, then work on the engine SLs, get them all done. Prime the same. And start, cover this stuff. So this will probably be on live stream pretty soon. It's coming your way. Okay, I'll set Weenie Wagon over here. Okay, Oscar, you're right there. No shaking, you'll go over here. Oh, shaking, all her sweater. We'll take Mr. Mulligan. I'm gonna fly you real soon. You got ready for a flight. Put stuff back away, fellas. I want to break them. I'll be right back. I want to show Eric something. Here, Eric. This is my Saunders Road 245 Princess Flying Boat. Wing floats retract when it takes off in the water. Just like that. Has 10 engines. I believe they're Rolls Royce. What do you call them? Griffin engines. 10 of them. Turbojet. Now, it's really sad about this Princess Flying Boat. It's beachy gear and everything. This thing weighs about, about 4 or 5 pounds. Pretty heavy. It's made out of ABS plastic. This is Gulf Alloon number 1. They had only one. They made 3 of these. 2 were under construction. 1 flew. This is a beautiful airplane. I got a full interior to thing. I got seats. I got a galley. I got loos, toilets, pilots, radio operators, flight engineers, navigators, compartments. It's got even sleepers in here. You can't see the stuff, but you look inside here and the portholes, you can see it. But it's in there. Full interior. Now, sad thing about this airplane. When World War II came to an end, flying boats came to an end. Why? I'll tell you why. Because you had C-54 C-54 Skymasters, C-47s, DC-6, 377 Clippers, C-124 Globemaster, C-131 weenie wagons, C-133 33 Quirky Birds could fly all over the world because it had airports that could land them. Before World War II came to view, there was no airports nowhere except big continents like the United States, Japan, or United Kingdom. When World War II got started, every island, every continent that there was an airport that could land airplanes, making the range a lot less than full range, rendering these flying boats redundant, obsolete. Saunders Roe were pretty well visionists. They had visionists with transportation and comfort in airplanes. They held on the best way they could in belief that the flying boat could make it again. I mean, it could be a return to the flying boat, but it never happened. These things were big. They're about 10 feet bigger than Mars. They're huge. The upkeep of these things were very highly expensive. And a lot of militarists didn't want them because of those reasons, the cost and the upkeep of these things. And who the hell's going to get aboard a flying boat and go from here to there while you got a 747 or a 707 jet that can fly, get there quicker. You can land anywhere in the world you want to go. You want to go to Guam, you can land there. If you want to go to Georgia's Islands, Santa Rita's Expios, all these islands out South Pacific, you can fly there on a land plane and get there. Flying boats came to about 1955, 56. Flying boats were redundant. The United States Navy has retired their flying boats. The Martin Mars was retired back in 1956 because of those reasons. War was over with. They needed more transports. The plane was designed back in 1938, and it's old, it's ancient. They don't use it no more. War's over with. We got better stuff. Besides, all these islands, all these continents got airports where you can land them. And of course, got the event of the jets. They came out. People getting aboard those and flying there and flying back. No one does not want to take the comforts of flying in something like this. The 245 Princess, Saunders Road 245 Princess become redundant. They couldn't use it anymore. They were cocooned, all three of them. Parts are used off like engine nets. I don't know. What I heard, from understanding, that parts of these went on NASA wanted for the space, for the space agencies. They wanted parts to put in the rockets that came off this aircraft. Now, I don't know if any of those things left, but they were cocooned. And here it is, award of 2026. I don't know if they're still around. Now, anybody from England, they probably say, oh yeah, they're probably still here. If they're here, they're probably in the form of the fuselage. I don't know. I really don't know. But they were cocooned. This is a 3D kit. Comes from one-man model. I paid a handsome sum of $200, and it's the best $200 ever spent. Matashihito Bedenza is Japan, Kusuka, Japan. He does all these things. I want to get me one of those, Frank. Where do you get these at? Get in your search engine and search up one-man model. Poof, his page will show up, and he has a bunch of these 3D kits. And these things are not made for the novice. You got the PVC plastic, you got to use PVC glue like you do with a plumbing pipe, plumbing glue, and a lot of cryolite glue. Polyurethane glue, Tamiya glues, all these glues is like putting a bottle together with water and paste. Plastic model. It ain't going to work because it's got to have some kind of a strong bond to it. The ABS cement is good for this, and also cryolite glue is good as well. This is a nice model. It took me about a year to build this. It's very heavy. It came into a very small box. I was very shocked. An airplane this size in a box that small. This thing, this fuselage comes in two pieces. It comes this here, on this way comes this piece, here up forward, on the bow of the hull, comes in two halves. It comes in pieces too. And the wings comes in 1, 2, 3-piece wing sections. Everything. This is a wonderful model. Heavy too. You better find the space. Excuse me, I'll be back and put this back on the shelf. It's getting heavy. I'm loving this Heinkel. I'm going to hang it up tomorrow. This is Revell 1/32 scale Heinkel. It took me about 2 years to build this. This is big. I don't know if they make it anymore. This is about 20 years old. I bought this years ago. Matter of fact, my wife bought it for me for Christmas. Now the Heinkel, best way to grab this Heinkel is right here where I got my hands at. Now, I made that turtle deck removable so you can see the insides of it. It goes around pretty flush. Flats go up and down. Rudder turns. I got that swastika right there. I put that swastika on there. No German airplane does not look good without swastikas. Nothing to do with race. Nothing to do with white supremacists, whatever you call it. It's history. History. It's like a Jap Zero. No Japanese airplane don't look right with a big meatball on it. Same difference. That swastika is perfect. It came off a 1/24 scale Stuka by Airfix, 1/24 scale. When I bought my Stuka 1/24 scale, it's in storage. I made a video of that on my old channel. So those of you who want to see some good models and stuff, go back to my old channel. You'll find it there. For some reason, YouTube won't let me get back to my old channel. I don't know what's up with that. Ever since I got a new channel here, starting low again, I lost all my subscribers, everything, and they think I'm dead by now. And some that found me say, "Hey, I thought you were gone, Frank. I'm still here." So I did a good build report on a lot of those. You'll see a lot of those models I built. But anyway, on Stuka here, they gave me 2 sets of decals for it. Lucky me. I said, "Wow, I got 2 sets of decals they gave me." So I saved that one. Saved by the bell. I got the swastika off that, put it on here. And yeah, it's pretty well detailed. Yeah, I always loved the Heinkel. Well, I hate to be that thing in combat. You know, big old greenhouse. I imagine it's hot as blue blazes in there. One thing bad about it is you got no armor protection. You got a Hurricane or a P-47 Thunderbolt or a Hawker Tempest, Hawker Typhoon. Rat tat tat tat, right there, you're dead. You're dead. You got no armor protection. And getting out of these things is a real bitch. Because when I built this model, there's only so far in my model, there's only one way getting out of the Heinkel. That's through here. Like gondola, the little door opens up. It opens up, you get in here, you walk through, you straddle the bomb bay, and there's a bulkhead goes and separates the bomb bay to the pilot's compartment and the door right there. So you gotta go up the hatch doorway to the entrance door to the gondola, up to the floor, straddle through the bomb bay, go to the bulkhead, open the door, get in there, and you get in your position there. Now imagine this thing's about to crash, you're trying to get out of this thing. You're gonna ride the plane down to your death. Ain't no way getting out of that thing. Now, I let that door open right there. There's a window right here left open. It's triced up like this. It's triced up the inside. That way you can take a good look inside it right here. Ain't no way to get out of that damn thing. That's the only open there is. I figured there's an escape hatch right there you can get out of. I rightly don't know. I don't think there is. But it's the only way to get out of the Heinkel to get in. This is big. One big Heinkel. So what's going to show you? Enough hung up. Yeah. I tell you what I need to do. I need to, like, one day this week. I might do it this Friday. I'm going to do it. Right there is my Isabella builds kit. I think I did 40 videos on that. That was the first build I did. It was daily. It was a daily video made of that. That needs to be cleaned. That's the Spanish guy built that from wood. That's some paper with Jap Zero. This one, 1967. Matter of fact, Eric of Celebrating Vintage Model Kits, he had one of these things. This is my Doolittle Raider. Came out of this from 1968. Released the kit. Came with a record. I have the Focke-Wulf 124 scale by Airfix. It's over here. Back yonder over there, I got my Matchbox SPD Dauntless hanging over there. I got the big one right behind it. Below it, I got the B-24 Liberator. Comes with plastic models. That's all I got from my stash. I got more wooden card kits. I got those. Of course, you all know the Queen Mary. I built that 55 years ago. That was in the Museum of San Diego. That was there for about 9 years. I think I had a bigger exhibit. I think that kid made one out of toothpicks. What the hell was his name? He made one of these things 18 feet long. And I had offered all about this being in there. So it cost me about $200 to have him ship it back to me. So I got it back to me, and there it is. I got the Andre Dory over there too. Here's a Leela Dan. There's my 1972 kit of the 132nd scale Whistling Death, the boat fighter. Of course, there's my V-24D Liberator. That's Lady Be Good right there. And the rest over there. I got my There's a B-36 over there. I covered that with tape too, Eric. I use that tape on that too, my foil tape. Came up perfect. Matter of fact, I did a live action video of that, so you check back the live action videos, just to me building it. Behind it is a B-17. And behind the B-17 is RB-6 Constitution. That was another aircraft of failure. Actually, what a failure, it was just a waste of money, like that of the Challenger Princess. That was the Constitution was supposed to be a land-based transport plane. It's supposed to be the successor to the Martin Mars. But the Martin Mars, like I said, 1956, was obsolete and forced fire industries out of Canada using jet bombers. Now, the problem with the RB-6 Constitution is that, again, like that, the Saunders Row Princess, it was too much upkeep, the maintenance of it, and underpowered, terribly underpowered. I had bogey-style landing gear. It wasn't a bad-looking airplane. Kind of weird looking, though, but it's not bad looking. You look at the engine, that's so still think it's out of power. Each one of those motors had Pratt & Whitney's at 3,000 horsepower, each one of those motors, and was still sluggish. So they used JATO rockets for assist takeoff to get off on land. And there's on YouTube there's a picture of the guy coming in from landing with a big bank. And my God, he's going to turn that thing over. They fly quite well. They have a good range on them, but there's no need for them. I think the biggest problem was they could have made something out of that, but they said, look, we get no more wars. World War II is over with. Korea War is over with. Now, what kind of war can come up next? We don't need these for. We got other stuff coming. So they try to turn it over to the civilians using the airliners. They didn't want them either for the same reasons. So they scratched it. Only way you see these nowadays is in books, YouTube, and me. Way back there, the background, I got my Japanese Emily type flying boat behind it with a beautiful flashing light back there. It's like a sunshine. Is my PT2Y Coronado flying boat. Here's my B-25 Mitchell Hong Kong models. That's my 1/32 scale. Above it is my 1/72 scale B-29 Super Fortress. That's matter of fact, that's the Nolan Gay. I got another Coronado flying boat. I'm going to make that as a coastal command on the military. But that was Navy right there I used. Right there, the vacuum form cat. I'm going to go ahead and clean it up really well. I'm going to brush some brake fluid on it, get rid of taking no paint out there, and give it a good cleaning, reprime, and I'm going to go ahead and paint it white, slate gray, and extra dark sea gray. And of course, over there, I got my USS Oklahoma paper model. I got my Mission Santa Buenaventura, my Mission Buenaventura tanker, wood blue jacket kit. Below it is my flying fish, my model by model shipways. That big yellow box over there, what it came out of. Now I've got my St. Canute there, and I've got my blue jacket smuggler, and I got my Dumas Jersey City tug. That's about 3 feet long. And behind it, I've got my Uland, my Chapstein, my Gene Marines, SS Melanie 2. Of course, to get that Princess Flyboat I showed you. Here's my USS Oklahoma tanker there. There's a B-36, Saratoga, Mr. Mulligan, Oshaki, Winnie Wagon over there. That's not all I got going on here. There's the kits. Man, I'm pretty live tonight. Hey, thank you very much, Eric, for chipping in tonight. I'm going to get back on that Hell Diver and get her done. I'll work on it tomorrow and get it done and post some pictures for the vinyl bill. I'll post some pictures. I'll send them to you, and you can post them with the rest of our colleagues with their finished builds, and we'll get something going. You got any more buddy builds coming up? Anybody's got any buddy builds coming up? Let me know. And right now, I'm just a free agent now. And of course, you can see my Vicky back there, my big Titanic back there. P2V Neptune hanging on back there. I'm a Newport 17 by Willows. A Newport fly spectrum, but Willows, I flew it out there. Propeller's underpowered, so I'm going to carve you a big wooden prop for that bad boy. Of course, got my short Sunderland back there, you can see. That'll be the bottom left wing tip of my Newport back there. I got the wings of my Diablo 4 hanging down. I got my card model, my P2. Oh, yeah, I got to show that to you. I'll probably be getting on that. I lied to you again. Now I got 6 card models I got to show. I got to quit lying like this. It's a white lie, guys. Wasn't a lie done deliberately. Just something I got too many models out of sight, out of mind. This card kit, 133 scale. It's my P2V Neptune, Dutch markings. This card model. I got a little bit of bumping do on this. Not bumping, but burnishing. They go together pretty much like a real airplane does. All my segments. There's a Bombay I carry my sonar buoys. They carry on. Yeah. I got a little burnishing and a couple parts of this thing. We'll get it on the wings. A little tweaking here and there. I had been on this for a while, so don't be surprised I've been bringing this out for a build. That's my 133 scale P2 Neptune paper model. 133 scale. I'm going to set you over here. Bad place. Bad place. Put it back where it was before. Yep. That's where it goes. I think I gave you guys a ship's tour. I got the Iowa way back there. I got paper towels on to keep the dust off of it. It won't hurt it. They work very good. When you're back on, take those towels off gently. No dust. No dust. Yeah. The P3s, the ones that superseded the P2 Neptunes. P2 Neptunes that come out probably around 1947, 48. Now they were the Venturas, PV1s, PVO1s, the old Ventura. They're the ones that got that thing. It was its successor. They used Brett bombers, anti-submarine patrol bombers, but they, like anything, they go so long, outphased, become redundant. There's always something better out there. Always something better. Oh yeah, they make good Brett bombers because they got a good sized bomb bay in there. They all they do is put a tank in there. They fill it full of water, the special solution they use. See, what's good about the Martin Mars? They were smart thinking. They put a scoop. They lower that scoop down right behind the step, and she'll get down, full flaps down, keep them stalling, hit that water. They can pick up all that water from that scoop. They got a gauge that tells you how much water, and it gets full. Pull up that scoop, get full power. You know, Mars that fly over, fly up, go back to the tower, fire. Bombs away, drop all that water out there, and come back by Spoke Lake and do it again. They have a scoop on there. See that's the only plane that can do that. With a flying boat, it had a high wing. We tried that with a Neptune like that. Heck, you'll crash. Because that wing is mid-plane on the fuselage, you know. You cannot do that on there. So that thing has got to be land, and you got to be pumped in there and take off and do it again. So that's why the forest fires industry out of Spoke Lake in Canada, Vancouver, they came up with the idea, well, we could do people Mars flying boats. Geez, we could help that. That'd be one hell of a good Brett bomber. The Navy was delighted to sell it to them. So we want all four of them. We want all the engines. We want blueprints. Everything that goes to this, and we'll buy them off you. Fair enough. Here's the blueprints to it, unclassified, of course. There's your flying boats. Where's the money? Right here. Want more? That's enough. We got more than you do. Fair enough. And they buy them off the government, uses Brett bombers. Now they don't use them no more. They're getting tired. The old lady's getting tired. And one of them was a Hawaiian Mars. I think it's in Jacksonville, Florida now. You're at St. Petersburg. One of those places. You got a naval base out there. They got that. They got Howard Hughes' Coronado out there. The only Coronado in the world, PV2I Coronado, was one Howard Hughes has got. That used to be out there by Northfield, Long Beach. Because you take a 101 freeway going all the way from Ventura or Santa Barbara, when you go up through the freeway, you can see the naval base out there. You can see it sitting on a grinder out there. It was all painted in a red oxide color, cocoon red oxide. The outer wing panels were off, but everything else was there. One day my dad would go up there and say, look at that big flying boat there, Frank. Oh, wow, is that the Mars, Dad? No, it's a Coronado. Well, it looks like the Mars. Well, they do have similarities to them, but they're it's a Coronado. Then one day, I was stationed in the Navy. I took liberty, went down there, got on base out there, and walked out there and see it. I walked up to it, even touched it. It was big, huge. It was like a big dumb whale washed up on the beach. You look at it. I did some research on it. I found out that belonged to the late great Mr. Hughes. See, Mr. Hughes used that Coronado as a test bed to build his spruce scoops. So he picked up some ideas in there. Last spruce scoops I think it was more or less used as a proof of point. The guy was was 10 Donald Trumps in one pair of pants. He was 10 Mr. Trumps. He was one of the richest. He was the richest man in the world. He could make more money by accident than most people do on purpose. If he went bankrupt right now, like Mr. Trump, he'd become a billionaire just a phone call away. He was that smart. Somehow his smartness turned into a sickness that he had and become a germaphobe. And the man had everything. He had beautiful women. That shows you what money can do. Money can. People don't understand the what money can do. Money can buy you things like we like to have. It can't buy you happiness. One thing. It can't buy love either. There's material things they could buy. Money's good for kill somebody. Money gets you out of it. O.J. Simpson proved that. He made a mockery out of justice. He was the first person in the world that proved if you got money, you got justice. Money is the root of all evil, no matter how you look at it. If you spend it wisely, because you got to have money to live on. I mean, you can't be greedy on it and use it for bad purpose, negative purposes. With money, it shows you like dreams come true. You got guys like John Cameron, the film producer who made the Titanic movie, and also Jason and the Argonauts, and the rest of them that he did. And all these people who go all these ventures, think I'll get off, like dive in the Titanic, dive here and there. They got money. Those are dreams. Dreams come true if you got money. If you got money, you've got dreams. You don't have no money, it turns into elusive dreams. You can't live on lucid dreams. So, which is good. They use their money in the right direction. I would do. If I was a billionaire right now, had all kinds of money, I would do the same thing the way they would to benefit all of us in the world, I wouldn't want to do it just to get this and get that. So you got to be careful with things like that with money. Yeah, I've been aboard Albatross plenty of times. Sat in the co-pilot seat, get your, get your throttle control up here, landing your switches here, prop pitch, fuel boosters up there, throttle control. It's like that at the PBY. And if you go up forward behind there, you got the balance there. They got a little door that opens up. You can throw your buoy out there, set the time for the buoy. As you go on the flight deck behind the compartment, the radio compartment back there, there's a big old block. That's your wheel well with landing gear folds inside. The Albatross I was in was SA-16B. It was stationed at Sangley Point in the Philippines, VA 245. My dad was there. We went aboard. I went aboard the Marlin flying boats, P6M, P5Ms. Had PBM Mariners, went aboard that. They're big. Those flying boats are big airplanes. And also went on the Albatross too. They were painted dark sea blue with white. And I remember when I was riding the bus to the Chiefs Club out at Sangley Point. When you look at Sangley Point in the Philippines, it looks like Florida. Right at the tip there, on the left side, there's a building overtaken with vegetation. They used to do the old CPO club. I used to go there all the time, eat food in there, go with my dad and everything and stuff. They had a big seawall there. Look across from Manila Bay over there, you can see Cracador and all through there. And they had the flying boats out there, the big old seaboat when Ramsey went down on. Yeah, I went to Whilhelmshaven a couple times too. I never got no yoke time on them. They're just stationed, they're just on the ground. But I did sit in the co-pilot seat, and it's hot and warm in there. You can smell aviation fuel. And above, you had exit hatches above. They open up like that. You can stand up in the seat and look around, get on top of the wing. Yeah. The Albatross is a nice airplane. The Mallard and the Grumman Goose, they're good. Donald Grumman was a genius making these airplanes, you know, especially designing folding wings and things. I've got 7 watching, 9 thumbs up. Did pretty good tonight. Put this camera over here. Take that zoom. Wow, I lied to you again. 7 I gotta finish up on. This is a 133 scale vindicator, toy model. I gotta finish up the stabilizer in that. I found a stabilizer in that box. I got this the kit in there. Need to finish this up and get that thing going. This is a nice one too, I like. I'll put it over here when I get disturbed. The old windicator. Oh yeah. If you know how to wheel and deal and use your head, you get what you want. Sure. You can always wheel and deal because when you wheel and deal, they got something that they want, and you got something they want, so you can wheel and deal. So you got to have some kind of collateral someone get to wheel and deal with, you know. Unless you got a lot of money. They got good deals from there. I can remember back in after the war, let's go to Kingdom, Arizona, the big boneyard out there. They had all kinds of military aircraft out there. B-17s, B-29s, Super Constellations, B-20, a lot of B-25s out there. Cheap too. You can buy them out there. You go out there and they got the go to the attendant building right there, and you want to buy one of those. You got to make sure that you're certified to be a pilot to fly them. Supposedly, like you're an OB-25 pilot of World War II says, that's the Mitchell I flew in back in World War II. That's my plane. You look underneath the cockpit there, you see my name on there. They go, oh, what is your name? Isn't it? Yeah. How much you want for it? Yeah, $700. We're even throwing a couple of engines too. You want? We need everything on it. They do. Some are so pristine, you can fly them out of there. I had a buddy bought a B-25 one time, but actually my friend's father. That was Mr. Egan, Mr. Walter Egan. He belonged to the Apaches back in New Guinea. He flew Mitchells out there in the South Pacific. He was on the gunships out there. They had. And that's when I first seen it, when me and my father went out there. He needed my dad to check out the engines in it. My dad did, because my dad was a machinist thing. He was a receptacle. He worked on the cylinder engines, radio. He wasn't no jet mechanics. He was the radio engines. And they took my dad, so I want to go along to Arizona? He says, oh, Walton wants to buy a B-20. Oh, yeah, let's go. Went out and had breakfast. Went out there to Kingdom, Arizona, went out there, and he got his Mitchell back out of there. I think he paid about $1,000 for everything. My dad checked out the engines and everything, and they had a gas truck. He filled it up, and he flew it out of there. Yeah, you can buy a lot of stuff back in those days. Yeah, you can find parts, and they'll sell to you. It's not only a scrapping yard. They're there to make money. They scrap stuff to get money. If you got money to buy it, they'll take it too. They say, well, get it out of here. And they'll question you, you know how to fly it? Yeah. If it ain't flyable, you can load it up and you can take it apart out there like you do in the factory. Go inside, pull out these pull pins, and stick them to the fuselage. The wing panels will come out. You can take them down there, and it's like a model. And some very flyable, and some aren't. Like I said, one aren't. You can go ahead and take them apart and send them to the airport and to your place where you fix them and restore it and go onward. Yeah. Boy, this CROSTAFELS ain't getting done too much. Too much talking. Well, guys, I think I'm gonna get a little hungry old Frankie Day and get some supper. I got some supper they're waiting on me over there. I'll get the CROSTAFELS done. I'll be off camera. And tomorrow night, I think we're going to work on that, on the albatross and get the decals done on it and get that prepared for a final reveal. And I got to finish up these card bottles got going on. Because I got no clear lacquer sprays, no matte lacquer sprays. So I had to go without. I don't want to use this stuff. I don't have no mineral spirits to thin this out with. This polyurethane. It works good. And I don't want to use no acetone on there as a thinner. Dries out too quick and clog up your airbrush. So like I said, if I had all these stuff here, I can get all the stuff done. So I'm going to try to finish up these two card models tonight. And tomorrow we'll get on the albatross and also probably working on the hell dot. He said the 17th. See what the date is today. It's the 8th. I got plenty of time of that. So we got plenty of time outros. I'll be probably on the card model. Finish up the water line of that tanker. I'll do that tonight off camera. Okay, that's all I got going for the night, guys. We had a wonderful chat. A lot more lively entertaining than I have been. We got a little bit on the CROSTAFELS. Showed you what Frankie Day's got in here. And I got a lot of stuff I showed you. Just buried with bottles on top of that. So anyway, I'm going to sign off for now and be here tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll work on the albatross and get that all, get the decals all on that and get that ready to go, get finished. Have some more chatting going on. Okay, this is Frankie Day, Frankie Day Models signing out. I'd like to thank all my new subscribers. Subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. I'm deeply honored to each all one of you. You guys are my life's blood. You keep me going. That's you guys. I'll be a Deadpool. And my models keep me going too as well. Okay, is it for the CROSTAFELS, the Troyberg, the Whilhelmshaven, the Chevron Netherlands, and we shall return tomorrow. And take care of your family, make mama happy, take care of the little ones, stay focused, stay dry. Please do where it's Johnny, stay your prayers. And get crazy, like Stu Avery says of Stu's models. And he's got a wonderful Victor model I saw on there. So go to Stuart Avery's models. He's got some good stuff he likes to show now. And go to Eric's Celebrate Model Kits. He has some good model kit videos. I watched him yesterday. I was pretty well entertained. I'd like to thank him for not being here tonight. I'd like to thank Mr. Daniel Britt for being here tonight. Backwatch being here tonight. And JMCGD being here tonight as well. And we'll catch you all tomorrow. This is Frankie Day, Frankie Day Model signing out. And good night, everybody. God bless everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't go away. I just unloaded the video of my card models I'm going to build. So nothing to write home about. Same thing you've seen here a while ago. Just more publicly you can see it. Thank you, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. And God bless. Love you, fellas. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, boys. Take care of yourselves.